What are your 3 favorite memories that we share?
My 3 favorite?
Yeah.
Well, the top one is probably how we met.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Well, there's a specific moment when you were performing, and the way that that particular part of your song landed. Like, I felt like the way we met made more sense. It was the first time that things started to click. But it was definitely one of the moments when you looked at me, and then it was the lyric and like the sound, and I just remember feeling like a full body sensation and feeling gratitude that I knew you. When you think about the first time we met, what do you remember?
All of it. It was so crazy, like, I just remember feeling like drawn, you know, and I think that was at a time in my life where I was way less in tune with and like trusting my intuition. So like now I've like developed my intuition to such a point where like it's first of all it's really present, but also I actually listen to it. So I'd be like, go and talk to that person. I'd be like, okay, I have to do it because I trust it so much.
Yeah.
But then like I don't think I had that like the strength of, you know, like that feeling. So it came up like go and talk to her, but there was more of like, oh, I'm nervous and like, what about this? She doesn't want to talk to me, like, you know, all those things. Whereas now I'd be like, I'm being told, I'm being called to do this, do it. And through all of that, I don't know, we somehow got onto a conversation about like life, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that was when it really.
I think we did name the magic of like connecting right at that time.
We did.
Because I was also on the verge of leaving, and then I sat down and I said, if I'm supposed to meet someone, they're gonna come to me.
I know, and that's what I find so crazy about it.
And it's so crazy because just like you were tapping into your intuition, like you were listening to that and it wasn't as strong as it is now. For me, like naming or manifesting or creating something, that was the beginning of that. Like you just naming, like, okay, I'm not gonna do what everybody else in this room is doing. I'm gonna go sit down, and whoever I'm supposed to meet, they'll come to me. And then bam, I was like, whoa, okay.
That's so, it was like a really like magical, spiritual experience.
It was really cool.
It's so when you told me that you had like said that to yourself, I was like, that's just crazy.
It's wild.
It really was. Yeah. Okay. What are you hesitant to tell me?
I feel like I'm a pretty open book with you, so this is gonna be, what am I hesitant? I feel like we may have talked about this before, but like there's a huge block with pleasure in general, and pleasure of life, like genuinely enjoying life, and then physical pleasure. I don't seem to have like access to that within myself. And I think at times I like present myself in a very like joyful, like happy, but I don't feel like I've experienced like true pleasure. And that's, yeah. And I just feel blocked right there. I don't really know how to like say it.
I'm sure it's related to your experience, you know, and like, because also something that's really interesting is that like some women who go through sexual assault climax even though they're being assaulted, you know. That didn't happen to me, but that does happen to people, and that can make people feel, you know, then really wrong or shameful or dirty for like doing that, because it puts like a responsibility on you. Obviously it doesn't at all, but that's what it could feel like. And I think that like, I don't know, I obviously I don't want to like speak for your experiences, but it sounds like, I mean, I'm sure it's related to all of that, but like I also feel like there probably is like some deep rooted thing of feeling, first of all, like unworthy to receive pleasure, you know, especially in a sexual intimate situation, because you were treated like you were worthless sexually. So to then accept full worth and praise of your own pleasure is like, I mean, basically our pleasure of sex that we have a right to was stripped from us. So it takes time, I think, to regain what is rightfully ours, because it was taken away, you know, even though our experience with rape is obviously nothing like our consensual sexual experiences. The actual physical experience is exactly the same, and so I think it is like really hard to separate the two, you know, and to try and like get the thoughts that have arisen from that out of the present, and like, and also because the body itself, even if we take away the mind and all these things I've just said, like even our body I think is, you know, still in trauma and still probably closed off and like not wanting this in some ways. And like I've experienced that sexually where like I want to have sex but I'll be having sex, I'm like I can feel my body like tensing up and being like, stop, like I don't want to do this, and I'm like, but what, and then it's like no, and it's so like conflicting, and I feel like I feel the trauma all the time, and I really need to release it because it does affect like my whole life. And the fact that it's leaked over into your like real life aside from sex, I think is I mean, yeah, that's really sad. And I had no idea that you were like feeling, you know, like that, because I've like been through that for years, you know, where I'm like supposedly like happy and having a good time, but like on the inside just feeling so like numb to everything, you know.
Yeah, it's like a consistent numbing feeling.
Yeah. And I mean, I really have no idea if that derives from just the experience or from like things throughout your entire life, you know, because did you ever feel like when you were younger, were you like fully joyous and pleasurable, or has this been like a lifelong thing?
I feel like I had more pockets of joy before the incident, but I was molested at age 4, so I think like my pleasure, joy, like happiness, like truly being in that child innocence was like taken super early.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I don't think I told you.
I literally I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
This is not, what? I didn't know about this.
Yeah, it happened when I was 4, and I had hid it so much in my subconscious, and it came up right around the time the sexual assault happened. And I realized that like growing up, that's why it was safer for me to like just work hard and earn the A's and like work, you know, try to get the degree and the career, because in some ways it's a distraction. And I find that now when I get really busy with work, I'm not trying not to deal with the emotions that are coming up now. And so I'm more aware of the distraction. But back then it was one way that I would feel happy, but even still, it wasn't like true happiness, because that was like self-soothing mechanisms to like go after the sport or whatever. So maybe it's actually deeper than, you know, maybe back to childhood and not feeling the right to just enjoy things for the sake of enjoying them because it's not safe, or
I just like shocked. Yeah, I had no idea, and I'm so much more. Even though I was already at like a paramount level, I'm so much more just amazed, truly amazed by your strength and grace and like love that you bring to the world. Really, I mean, it's amazing. I can't even imagine. Yeah, I had no idea. And I think it's really interesting what you just said about feeling safe, because that probably is what it is. I hadn't made that connection yet, but that is a huge thing when you don't feel safe. I mean, that's the key to like not allowing stuff to happen. And as a child, when you're so free and, you know, just doing silly things all the time and trying to enjoy, and then when you're, you know, completely like punished for that, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course you wouldn't feel safe to to do that, to have pleasure if at such a young age you're taught like that was taken away from you. Wow. Why do you love me?
Oh.
I'm so not ready to receive this.
Why do I love you?
If you do.
Yeah, right? That's very assuming. I'm just kidding.
It is though.
This is always so hard for me. Like, love, trying to compartmentalize love with words. It's literally been a lifelong like struggle. I find that anytime I want to express my love with words, I like feel incompetent. So
Really?
I'm gonna do, yes, I don't know what it is, so what a question. Does love have reason? I feel like love is not logical and words put me in my mind.
I mean, yeah.
I love you because I love you because you feel safe. I love you because you give me a time and a space to connect to a deeper experience of life. I love you because your existence has meaning. I love you because you are so much more than just, I don't know, like, I just love you. I don't have to say why.
Well, thank you for everything you did say.
I'll work on it.
No, you don't have to. It's like, it's hard, because I'm sitting here working as well, being like, receive. And it's like, no, like, I'm not lovable.
That's why I couldn't get it out. You were blocking it.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I think we both have some work to do here.
Yeah, no, I want to work on this, so that was a cool exercise.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for saying that, seriously, because these are the things I need to kind of hear to be able to affirm to myself that people actually care about me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yay.
You smell so nice, as always.
You do too.
Do I?
Yeah.